All right, guys. So, fun fact. So, in 2016, a cat guided a lost hiker down a mountain in Switzerland. Once he found his way home, they parted ways at the bottom of the mountain. Huh? Forget your dogs. Forget your dogs, huh?
Did the cat take the bus back up the hill? Did the cat take the bus back up the hill?
Yes, they took a bus back around.
Come on, man. You don't need no Google Maps. Fuck ways.
First of all, if a hiker like I mean, I'm assuming you're experienced if you're going up the hill or going up the mountain, but you can't have a cat like guide you back home.
Now, how did he know that the cat was guiding him? And what kind of cat was it? That's a question. Because if it was a mountain lion, it wouldn't be guiding him.
Yeah.
You see that video of the mountain lion with that dude?
I guess this cat didn't want to ruin the cat reputations, so he made sure his cat ambassador. He's like, that mountain lion does not represent all cats.
Meow meow.
Yeah, he had a suit and bow tie on, and
like you ever see that fucking that video or not video, that picture of that cat that's just standing on his on both his hind legs. And he's just like looking off in the distance. He just looks like he just looks like a old angry bald guy. Just
get off my grass.
What are you doing over there?
That's my grass. Get off my grass. Anyways, what's your fun fact?
Well, speaking of cats, the world's smallest cat lives in Sri Lanka, and it's called the rusty spotted cat. It's only it's actually smaller. It's smaller than a leaf, but it's the smallest big cat in the world.
Got it. I completely understand.
So it looks like a little leopard with small ears.
Earlier, that thing's look as small as a mouse or a rat. Oh man,
I think it might be smaller.
Do they eat them
actually.
bugs?
Yeah. But it's just, imagine if it did kill a mouse, it'd be fed for months. Speaking of which, so my outdoor cats brought us a half a mouse with attached to a mousetrap. So they carried the whole fucking mousetrap and like left it on my porch.
Got it. That's how they're catching it, man. They're not hunting it; they're setting traps.
See, I got this bitch.
I think one of them forgot.
So what's all that's really telling me? All that's really telling me is that the cats are tired of eating mice outside and shit. So it's just like, fuck it, just set a trap and kill it. You take care of this shit.
Take some lesson off of Tom and Jerry. Just, we need to set some traps, man. I'm tired of hunting.
All I gotta do is hit this bitch with a fucking mallet, and it's all good.
But I guess your mouse population is down in the backyard.
Oh yeah. So we haven't had a mouse problem ever, thanks to those cats. So, I mean, honestly, treat them well, because you guys create a symbiotic relationship where it's like you feed them like whenever, or just give them water, and then they'll just do all the hunting and get rid of your pest problems. But if you got dogs, the dogs will eat their shit. So, just
how toxic is
careful
cat
about
shit?
that.
It's not. Oh, okay.
It's not. It's not toxic to dogs. They just they just eat it, and it's annoying as fuck because you don't want them eating it and then trying to lick you in the face afterwards. Yeah. So. And it's like that dude that just eats that dookie pie, and you're just like, I know where that mouth's been, man. I don't want to share a pot with you. No.
Which has me thinking. I forgot. I was about to say something stupid, but I forgot. I'll probably save my. All right. So Walker. So the crazy thing. So holidays are coming. How is your stress level going? It's pretty good. Pretty.
Mm.
Pretty.
It's getting pretty stressful. It's getting pretty stressful because you got to think about
Oh,
Thanksgiving dinner,
is that
all the
Is that
shopping,
happening?
all the Black Fridays.
Thanksgiving dinner? No.
Mhm. No. Yeah, we are. It's just because of current times, things have gotten a bit more dangerous. Counts have gone up. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about by
Everything's
now,
up to date.
you know. Yeah. So we all got to be a little cautious, but we're trying to make stuff happen and still trying to stay festive and in the spirit for the holidays where we can safely. But we even had a small get together, but we practice good hygiene and social distancing and stuff like that. So, no one walked away with any sort of symptoms or anything. So that was a good thing. That was a great blessing. And so we're moving into Thanksgiving and we're trying to figure out what to do. So things get a little stressful.
And that leads us to our topic of today. How do we deal with stress? I mean, all of us deal with stress differently. Like, I like to go on long car rides, maybe drink a little bit while I'm at home, watch a movie. That's how I deal with stress, and maybe do some work at the same time. That's how I deal with it. How do you deal with it?
I touched myself.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
No.
Is that?
I mean, at least put you to sleep for a couple hours, depending on how good you do it. But
well, what if you're not happy
playing.
with the right hand and you switch over to the left?
you sit on it until it's numb.
Forget this.
But
You're not doing it for me.
But for me, I'm a workaholic. So the way I tend to deal with stress is that I always try to create, or I always try to do something, or I try to make something out of nothing. Not in terms of like trying to start a fight or anything, but I take on different projects. One time for my birthday, because it was a bit of a lonely birthday for me this year. Teardrop, but I made myself a potato cannon because it just sounded like a lot of fun, and I managed to fire it, and I was like super proud that I built something myself, and I was
how long did that take
that
you?
was cool. I'd say about total time maybe about 2 hours, but 2 hours of moving, but over the course of making it, probably like I'd say 2 days. Just because I had to apply glue and let it.
Was it stuff you built that you found around the house?
No, I just decided. Hey, like some of the materials are cheap, and this would be kind of this would be an awesome thing to have if I managed to pull it off.
Do you still have it? Or are you like?
Yeah, I do. I call it the Megatron. Because it looks like I designed it to look like a cannon, an arm. But I was planning to make a mini version whenever I have the chance.
I mean, I love to do that stuff too, like making things, doing like DIY stuff. I love stuff. I mean, I love building my computer. I built my computer a couple years ago. It still lasts to this day. Let me see. What else? I love listening to podcasts. Like Beef Tongue.
My Beef Tongue?
I listen to it every day, all the time, literally, because I'm
the only listener.
I'm trying to get those numbers up so we can get some sponsors.
I created 7 billion accounts, and all of them are gonna listen to Beef Tongue at once.
Everything says Cola. All the emails start with Cola 1, Cola 2, Cola 3,
Cola 2.
But I do like to listen to other podcasts. I mean, it's a lot of comedy and stuff like that, because I feel like I do work in TV a lot, and sometimes my eyes get so tired I can't look at the screen. So it's nice to hear something, and I mostly listen to it in my car. So yeah.
The best thing I like to do TV wise is I do like to put on animations good uh or good comedies, just because we can all kind of use a laugh every now and then. But I hear about
Ooh,
I hear
yeah.
about a lot of the news, and it's just like, oh, that
Yeah,
stuff
I
gets
think
really depressing really fast.
I like right now.
So
Like I think the best thing to do if you're stressed out or have high anxiety is just don't watch the news at all. Uh, I didn't watch the news. I didn't watch the news
no.
until the election started. So that's when I started watching the news. Like after everything cleared up, I just stopped listening to it, just because. Yeah, it's nothing. It's nothing positive, right? News is nothing positive.
I mean, I just take a look at the corona cases and just how they were skyrocketing, and really there's a lot of stuff that would have been preventable. It was really sad, but it just kind of reminded me how important this is. Just to kind of social distance, keep safe, wear a mask. Let's not turn it into a political hot button, and just try to love one another from a distance.
Uh, yes,
But
from a distance.
it was mainly just to stay informed to that, because I kind of felt like this year it was a little bit important to just watch, to understand everything, not to listen to public opinions and stuff.
Avoid the news as possible. Um,
Yeah.
so what is other stress relievers?
Stress relievers. Video games is always a big one for me, just because sometimes you got to take yourself out of the moment of reality every now and then, just to kind of
Are you still
recenter yourself.
playing Final Fantasy? No. Did
No.
you finish it?
No, um, no. I got really busy, so I mean, like I said, like my answer to a lot of stressful situations is usually massive action. It's just doing thing after thing after thing, keeping yourself busy, but doing so in the intention of making progress. So, I mean, progress is like the ultimate healer for me, because it always makes me feel better about whenever I measure backwards, just where you come from or where you started from, and then look at where you are now, because that's always a pretty awesome feeling to just kind of remind yourself. So that would be one of my other big stress relievers, is just count your blessings, because you really understand how much you actually have, especially being born on this side of the world. We there's third world countries that just have a lot less than us, and they're able to stay happy. So why aren't we taking notes from them?
Because they're third world. They don't have iPhones.
Because they don't have iPhones. Come on.
They don't got heat.
You don't got
AC.
5G. They just got fire and prayers, okay? But it's a really good teaching tool, just culture, And we're all pretty privileged being on this side, but we've never engaged in one of the deeper joys that life has to offer.
Anyways, stress reliever, cooking. What about that one? I know, like, I do my cookings.
It depends on if the cooking is good.
I know.
If you spend all that time and you fucked up, that's not really a stress reliever.
I know for me, I just like the process of chopping, and I would listen to my podcast at the same time and just do it at the same time and do laundry at the same time. So I think that's a big stress reliever. I don't know. A lot of people hate it, but I like it. I mean, just doing the chopping, tasting ingredients, doing all that time, and then just sitting down and just eating your meal that you made, right? You can be proud of. I think it's a big stress reliever,
And then your roommates come home and be like, "What's that smell?"
Um, yeah, but I mean, all in all, I mean, everything smells nice. So.
Man, you
Oh, I
eating
can't bring
durian
that
again?
in. I can't bring that in. Get
Get evicted.
But I love to.
I remember when we were in Malaysia, they had signs specifically saying no durian allowed in this hotel.
I think Walker.
Because if you show up with durian, you have to pay like $150.
You know, durian can be that
like,
expensive
cleaning
too.
fee.
Like it could be in the hundreds.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan.
I think.
But I'm not, because I remember liking it as a kid. Don't get me wrong. I remember liking that stuff as a kid, but it's still, when you come back to it after a while, you're just like, it smells like shit.
I actually ate it as a kid, and as an adult, I actually like it. I mean, it's an acquired taste. But you know, I think Walker already knows I like durian.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing about durian is that, you know, if you eat it,
Of
you
course.
most likely have
Who
eaten
hasn't?
butthole at one point in your life. So
If you haven't had,
you were taught early on in life. It's just like, all right, this is what life is about. You got to eat this, so you can be okay with eating butthole when you're older. I was like, nah, Dad, I can't take it, man. I'm
wouldn't
sorry.
you be upset, like if you thought something was disgusting and then you tried it, and like, how come I didn't do this way earlier in life?
I don't know. I feel like that's subjective.
um,
That's like being a virgin until you're married. It's like, why didn't I do this sooner?
that sucks. That sucks. So
Did you ever see that episode of 1,000 Ways to Die?
yeah, I didn't see that. I mean,
was,
I know the show and I watched
there
a
was
few
a-
episodes.
Yeah. So there was an episode where it talked about this Japanese couple that saved themselves from marriage. And the first time they did it at the age of 25,
no, I
they
didn't hear
both
that
died
one.
of a heart attack when they climaxed.
25. Oh,
I'm like, that's
man.
like the worst /
At least
best
they
way to
died
go.
together. I think
At least they
were
finished.
holding
That's all
that,
I'm saying. That'd be incredibly disappointing. You've been working your way all the way up until that point, and then like you're like, and then it's like after the guy dies, and then like he then nuts, so he doesn't get to feel it before it comes out.
That sucks.
You know, it's just like he just up and dies, and all of a sudden you just like 5 minutes later like.
I mean, stranger things have happened. Stranger things have happened. That's a crazy one. That one's. I've heard older couples dying during sex. That's
Probably
that's
would
dying
be.
wish.
Honestly,
You're like 80.
Yeah,
You're
I
like
mean,
80 years.
come on, dude. You die. You get sent off feeling good. That's
You're 80
the
years
best
old
ending you
taking
could ask for.
Viagra.
Yeah, dude. And it's like you're 80 years old and you can get it up like that. Come on, dude.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like I still got it.
That's a great way. That's a great way to die.
It's like it don't matter if your teeth fall out during climax. But
I wonder at the funeral, is it a closed casket or an open casket?
at the funeral, they never put your pants back on. They just this man is still erect.
Yeah.
They leave a dent in your coffin.
No, they just can't shut it. They just have to put a strap on top of it. So what are some other stress relievers that I like to do?
I mean, hang with friends.
I mean,
that's
yeah.
one thing. Just sit around and
That's
talk.
great. I mean, as long as like good friends and not
That's-
like your wackos. Your crazy friends.
Your what? Oh,
Oh
I
no
heard.
no no no!
I heard your white hose. I'm like,
I
what?
said wackos.
Oh.
Uh oh.
Oh, speaking of wackos, like
That's a big
Animaniacs
stress
is coming
reliever
back,
for
baby.
you. I
Hell yeah.
there's
Nostalgia
also, I
is
heard
a great
rumors that they
stress
might bring
reliever,
back,
alright?
Freakazoid. I think the whole lineup. I think they're bringing back the whole lineup. Tiny Toons is back too.
That'd be kind of nice. Man, can they bring back another Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Oh my god.
Because they get uglier and uglier every time.
Yeah, they got uglier. I saw the new Nickelodeon one. I was like, what is this? The 3D one was a lot better, but yeah, I don't know what's going on in their heads.
I don't know. I just think that there's some series that they had their time. All right, just let them die.
You weren't a big Ninja Turtle fan.
I mean,
right?
it's
No.
I kind of
Yeah.
no, I can't say that I was. I was a fan of the games,
Oh, man,
but I
I
wasn't a
loved
fan
it. I loved
of
everything
the
they
show
had.
so much.
Had the slippers, had
Yeah.
the backpack. Oh, I was all about it. Yeah.
Yeah, you had all the toys, like that's for sure. That was one of those things where you had the toys, regardless of
I had
whether or not you liked the show, because it was either that GI
I had
Joe
the,
or Transformers.
I had the van, I had the Technotron, I had Shredder, I had the whole pack. I was like, oh, the whole thing. Yeah,
I had the turtle
part.
van.
That's the best part. I had that, and I had my He-Man action figure and my Thundercats on it.
Oh yeah, that's right. There's He-Man and Thundercats too.
I think for me as a kid, the biggest stress reliever
But-
is playing with my action figures. Oh, I love my action figures.
How long did you have your action figures in your life?
What do you mean, like play with them?
Yeah, I had mine for a
I
long
think,
time.
I
I still
think
love
starting
them.
high school, I just got rid of all of them. All of them.
Yeah, I kept mine until maybe like 8th grade, and then it wasn't even that I got rid of them. My parents gave them away to my cousin. They were worth money too, and I was like, God damn it. There was a lot of things my parents gave away of mine
This.
that were worth money.
This.
Because my dad didn't understand collectibles, so he's just like, why aren't you just giving it to your
It's gonna
cousins?
be worth a lot of money. Come on.
Yeah, some of my figures were like a couple $100s, and I was like,
Oh, I
God
had,
damn it, man.
Shoot, I had the Star Wars figure. I had Darth Vader. Oh man, that was the little figures too. And like, oh, those are fucking
Nice.
expensive. Because I found it in like an old toolbox, and I just took it and I gave him his own lightsaber. It was made out of incense. I lit up the whole thing like it's a lightsaber.
When you're too ghetto to get
No,
the toy.
yeah, because basically it comes with the lightsaber, but it came off.
It was
So I was like, okay, I'm gonna replace it with an incense, and I just light up the whole thing and have it like, and it was fighting with my Ninja Turtles and like this. Yeah.
it was the Asian Darth Vader. Dangwada.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, those are definitely my stress relievers when I was a kid, for sure, because like that's when you created your own entertainment.
Oh,
That's for sure. And I don't know why, but when I was a kid, I just had like this fucking crazy ass obsession with dinosaurs.
what was it right after?
Like when I
Jurassic
feel like
Park?
it's just when you're a boy.
Oh dang.
No, I don't give a shit about Jurassic Park. But yeah, my favorite dinosaur was always Stegosaurus. I don't know why. And I remember the 2 dinosaur shows that
Dinosaur
I
Train.
watched were no. I didn't fucking hear about that until Cola told me about that shit. I was like, what the fuck is that? But it was Dino Riders. And that was that was only 6 episodes long, and it's still on YouTube, and I fucking love it. And that was basically one of those franchises that started from toys, and there were basically the dinosaurs that moved on their own. You just press the switch, and they moved, and that was my first introduction to those to that world. And I was like, oh shit, like dinosaurs are fucking awesome. And my favorite was a Stegosaurus from that show and from Transformers, because I love the Stegosaurus Transformer too, because he was built by people, and then he could like fuck up the other Dinobots. But anyways, the toys for Dino Riders, they had like little. They were like one of the first toys I had that could fire missiles. So that was super cool. I think those are still amazing as toys. But it was that show and Dino-Saucers.
What is that?
I have no idea. But I watched it in the morning, and the theme song was just fucking so catchy as a kid. And I'd be singing it at school.
Okay. All right, so another one. I like driving.
Okay.
Just
what about driving though?
I think most people already know. Like, I drive my manual car, but I just driving to a destination and then just like putting a podcast on the radio and just driving. Just quiet, just myself and like my thoughts, just thinking about ideas and like processing things and stuff like that, and without any distractions. I don't know. That's just me. And I love those long drives, like 6 hours, 5 hours. What?
You know, you can listen to a podcast without driving. You know, you can listen to a podcast
no,
without
you gotta
driving.
do it. It's like for people like drinking and doing a cigarette.
I feel you.
Same thing.
Yeah, it's
like they have to have a cigarette when they're.
Sometimes, yeah, but sometimes you just want that. You want that,
Yeah.
the idea of just moving, and you just kind of want that scene. You want that scenery to kind of process in your own
It's
brain
the same
while
way
you're,
when I'm on
while you're
like
driving.
public transportation. It gets me in that same mood as well.
I find almost no enjoyment in public transportation. But I think it's just because of where I'm doing public transportation. Because on this, and a lot of our public transportation is pretty dirty. Like, and it's kind of hard to just sit there and just veg out, you know? When I did it in Japan, like, that was amazing. That kind of public transportation was amazing because you just sat there, and that's the one time I truly enjoyed transportation. Like, public transportation. Because it was efficient, it was on time, and, you know, you can sit there with no one really bothering you.
In Germany, when we were sitting in that train, we didn't have seats, so we sat in the middle of the train. I don't know what that's called.
Cola sat in front of his true love.
I don't want to hear this story, dude. I don't want to hear this story.
He sat in front of it. He sat in front of this girl that Cola. So when Cola and I were there, we went to a pub crawl, and he was dancing with this one girl.
I was good at doing dips.
He was trying to dip. He was trying to dip her, but she was taller than him.
I'm very ambitious.
So when he tried to, he's like,
very ambitious.
But so anyways, the next day we actually were hopping on a train to go. I forgot where we were going. Somewhere a bit farther. So Cola decided to take a nap, and I'm sitting on the other side of the train, and I see someone walk through the aisle and sit right in front of him, and I was staring at her for a bit, and I was just thinking, like, she looks familiar, but I don't know where I've seen her from. And then she kind of leaned forward and leaned back, and I was just like, oh, she was the one that got dipped. And she sat in front of Cola for a good like 20 minutes, and Cola. I thought Cola was staring at her too, but it just turns out that she just got up and left. Or she woke up and she saw who she was with, and she's like, "Nah, fuck that shit. I'm out."
All right, guys. We are done. We are out. Walker,
That is your stress
I
reliever
hope
for
we
the
were
day.
your stress
Thanks for
relievers.
joining us all.
I hope we were your inspiration to
All right.
achieve the day or conquer the day. All right, I'm out.